I took my wife to a party. She left with another man because he's rich. He threw a dollar bill on me and said, I will take good care of her tonight. The next day, my cheating wife found out her key no longer fit the door, and her affair partner called her screaming. You didn't tell me your husband is. I'm Darren, 46. I own Holt Custom Smokers in Tennessee. Build high-end barbecue pits that sell for thousands. Custom welded, precision engineered, real craftsmanship. My wife Miranda, 44, worked in corporate marketing. Beautiful, ambitious, always embarrassed I worked with my hands. Said I was too blue collar for her image. For 5 years, she stopped inviting me to her company events. Said I didn't fit the culture. Made her colleagues uncomfortable. Then last Tuesday, she suddenly insisted I come to her holiday party at the Belgravia Grand Hotel. Fancy place with crystal chandeliers and waiters in bow ties. That's when I met Gavin Cross. Slick hair, expensive suit, perfect smile. He and Miranda had this instant connection. Inside jokes, whispered comments. They acted like I wasn't even there. I stood next to her like a decorative plant while she introduced me. This is my husband. He builds barbecue pits. Then she'd quickly change the subject. Then Gavin reached into his wallet, flicked a dollar bill across the table at me and said, Don't worry, champ. I'll take good care of her tonight. The table erupted in laughter. Miranda's colleagues thought it was hilarious. She laughed too. That hurt worse than anything. I picked up that dollar, folded it carefully, looked him dead in the eyes and said, Thanks. That's the down payment for your hospital bills. The laughter died instantly. I walked out before I did something stupid. Miranda didn't come home that night. At 1:47 a.m. I got a bank notification. She'd charged a hotel room on our business credit card, $387 at the Belgravia Grand. I stayed up all night in my workshop, welding steel and planning. Next morning, she crept in wearing his jacket, his monogram jacket with the initials GC on the pocket, and a hickey on her neck visible above the collar. She tried to lie. Said she crashed on a colleague's couch. Said the jacket was borrowed because it got cold. Said the hickey was a curling iron burn. A curling iron. She actually went with the curling iron excuse. I didn't argue. I just started planning. That Sunday, I went to Home Depot at 6 a.m. Bought 4 grade 1 deadbolt locks, the kind that locksmiths respect and burglars cry about. Spent the morning installing them on every door. My son Noah helped. When she tried to get in that evening after yoga, her key didn't work. She stood on the porch screaming while neighbors watched. Darren, this is my house too. I opened the door. Actually, you can crash on Gavin's couch tonight. I hear you're familiar with his furniture. She peeled out of the driveway while Mrs. Henderson next door pretended to water her dead plants. But I wasn't done. Not even close. See, what Gavin didn't know was that I don't just own Holt Custom Smokers. I also own Crossfire Outdoor Innovations, the subsidiary, where Gavin worked as senior marketing director making $95,000 a year. His boss was me. Monday morning, I called a mandatory meeting. All division heads. Gavin walked in looking confident until he saw me at the head of the table. His face drained of color faster than cheap coffee. I pulled out that dollar bill, unfolded it slowly, and slid it across the conference table toward him. That's the dollar you threw at me, your boss, while making a joke about my wife. Remember now? The room went dead silent. You're fired, I said. Effective immediately. Conduct unbecoming of an executive. Security will escort you out. 3 hours later, Gavin's voicemail got forwarded to me. He was screaming at Miranda. You didn't tell me your husband owns my company. You said he just built grills. I just got fired because of you. The divorce hearing was even better. My forensic accountant found that Miranda had spent $70,000 of our money over 6 months. Hotels, restaurants, transfers to Gavin's fake LLC. Judge Morrison was not amused. Mrs. Holt, you stole $70,000 from the marital estate to fund an affair. You're not getting rewarded for that. I got the house, the business, full custody of our 4 kids. Miranda got her personal belongings and a 2008 Toyota Corolla I was planning to donate to Goodwill. My son Noah's laughter echoed through the courtroom. 6 months later, my business tripled. Turns out being known as the guy who handled his divorce with dignity and fire is great for marketing. I launched a new product line, the Loyalty Series. Premium smokers with custom engraving that says, Don't get burned. Waiting list stretched into next year. Pre-orders at $5,000 each. That dollar bill framed in my office above my desk. Below it, a metal plaque with my company motto, Respect the man with grease on his hands. Miranda drives that Corolla to her new job at a smaller firm, making half what she used to. Gavin fled to Florida to sell boats. And me? I'm sitting on my porch with a cold beer, watching smoke curl up from my smoker, listening to my kids laugh inside. Sometimes you don't have to fight fire with fire. You just let idiots light the match and stand back far enough to enjoy the show.